Session 290. Chapter 2, Verse 261. The example of those who expend their wealth in the way of God is that a grain of corn from which grow 7 ears, each ear containing 100 grains. Truly, God multiplies for whomsoever he will, for God is infinite and all-wise. Chapter 2, Verse 261. After clarifying the issues of life, death, and resurrection, Allah turns our attention to social and economic matters. All money and property belong to God. He says in the 33rd verse of chapter 24, "And give them some of the wealth God has given you." You earn your living through work, and Allah respects and values your effort. He attributes the money that you earn to you. It is your property. It is of God's bounty that when the time comes to help the needy, He asks you for a loan from what you have earned, and promises to repay you many times over. Had Allah wanted, He could have taken this money away from you. All belongs to Him. So do not grieve nor fear over what you spend in God's cause, because you have given it to the most capable and knowledgeable. He gives back according to your intention and effort. The verse under study addresses the issue of stinginess in humans. Most people have something extra above their basic needs, but they are stingy and fearful of giving it away to help others. In such situations, faith steps in to tell you, do not worry, your wealth will not decrease. To the contrary, God will increase it for you many times over. Look how the earth increases your crop when you invest in it. If you sow a single seed, does the earth give you one seed back? No. One planted seed sprouts many stems, and in each stem there is a large number of fruits and seeds. So if the earth, which is a creation of God, can multiply what you give it many times over, think about what the Creator of the earth can do for you. Consider the example of a farmer who takes 1 bag of wheat grains out of his stock and sows it into the field. Does that mean he or she has reduced the amount of wheat in stock? Of course not. By planting this 1 bag, the farmer would probably double his or her entire stock. In fact, the farmer who keeps all the seeds and does not plant any is the one who is depleting his or her reserves. Allah, the all-generous, all-encompassing, teaches you, the example of those who expand their wealth in the way of God is that of a grain of corn from which grow 7 ears, each ear containing 100 grains. Truly God multiplies for whomsoever He will, for God is infinite and all-wise. Chapter 2, Verse 261. Allah attributes the wealth spent to you. He did not say, "Give me back my money." Instead, He says, the example of those who expend their wealth in the way of God. The way of God is a general term that spans everything from sharing a small meal to caring for orphans, helping the traveler, and helping equip those who defend the society. Always remember that when a poor person finds him or herself surrounded by a supportive society, he or she would not feel any resentment or anger toward the rich. I remember a farmer who used to walk his cow in our neighborhood during the hot summer days. He would give a small amount of milk to each neighbor. Everyone along his path would pray for the protection of this cow and ask God to increase this man in wealth and health. Why? Because each person felt that he or she has a personal stake in the man's cow. A world where the weak enjoy the support of the strong is a happy, peaceful world. There is no room for hatred or anger. The rich also feel assured that if one day he or she loses all his wealth, others would be there to help. Wealth and strength are conditions that can change in the blink of an eye. The verse, "The example of those who expend their wealth in the way of God is that of a grain of corn from which grow 7 ears, each ear containing 100 grains," is a divine law by which God fights our stinginess. He says to each one of us, "Look and think carefully. The earth does not decrease your stock when you spare it a few seeds. Don't be fooled when you temporarily have fewer seeds in your silo, because in a short few months you will reap hundreds, if not thousands, of seeds in return." Imagine the return God, the all-generous, has in store for you when you spare some of your wealth.
The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, "Convey my teachings to the people, even if it is only a single verse." Please take a moment to subscribe and to share with your family and friends. Visit us at www.QURANGARDEN.com.